Namaskar. I would now like to invite Professor Pankaj Mittal, Secretary of the Indian Association of Universities.
Namaste from India. And I think Namaste is now becoming a universal form of greeting instead of good morning, afternoon, evening, and all. So Namaste, which is newly emerging greeting form post-COVID in the new normal. So Namaste to all of you. I am from Association of Indian Universities. And thanks to Dr. Raj Moshumi for sort of inviting me here and also for making AIU as a partner institution for this important global conference. The Association of Indian Universities, as many of you would be knowing, is an association of about 870 universities right now. And we are indulging in many activities, including academic research, sports, youth affairs, and equivalence of foreign degrees with the Indian degrees. That means we are looking after the holistic development of the students as a whole, not only academics and research, but also sports, youth affairs, and all. And when this corona struck and all the universities and colleges were closed all over the world, and in India, we were wondering what to do. I mean, because when the universities are closed, what will the students do? What will the teachers do? And slowly, our university teachers and universities started opening up virtually. And when they started opening up virtually, then we thought, as a responsible association of universities, that we should be helping our universities in opening up. And therefore, we did many programs to ensure that the teaching doesn't suffer. For example, infrastructure we could not create because we didn't have that type of money with us. But of course, we did a lot of capacity building of the teachers, because during the COVID, although teachers started teaching online, but they didn't know how to teach effectively online. So we did a partnership with an agency called Quasphere in UK and opened a platform called QuedX, in which there were many online programs for sort of training the teachers on how to teach online effectively. So these type of activities we took also online workshops for the teachers to sort of tell them about various platforms, like we are right now talking on Zoom platform. So these platforms all emerged during the COVID. So we did all these activities to almost ensure that the teachers and the students do not suffer. And I should also say that we also conducted a survey to see the preparedness of Indian universities for online education. And the survey did tell us that, of course, infrastructure was an issue, as indicated by Dr. Raj also in his speech. But the bigger issue was capacity building of the teachers and the capacity building of the students, on which we were working a lot. And then when you say that higher education for greater good, Dr. Sahasrabudhe has talked about how post-COVID teaching learning will take place, what will be the role of teachers, what will be the role of technology. So I will not go into those aspects, but when we talk of higher education for the greater good, I feel that higher education is important not only for the students within the four walls of the university, that is the ones who have taken admission within in the university. Higher education is also important for the people who are outside the four walls of the university. And right now, there is a sort of a disconnect between the universities and the society. And initially, and incidentally, the first university in the world was established in India itself, Takshila. At that time also, it was felt that because of the university in that area, the whole area will develop, the community will develop because of the university. But slowly, universities started losing that touch, and there was a total disconnect between the universities and the society. So the people within the four walls of the university felt that they are sort of elite people, and the ones who are outside, they are, say, sort of lesser mortals. So what we need to do is that we need to build a bridge between the university and the society. Therefore, the university Moshmi was referred to, that Women University in Sonipat, very near to OP Jindal University. There we try to make a center. I mean, mostly universities, you will say Center for University Industry, University Industry Interaction and something. But in the university, the first center which we built was Center for Society University Interface and Research, because we wanted to have an interface with the society. So in that particular center, we tried to bridge the gap between the university and the community. We did many programs which were sort of 50% in the classroom, 50% in the community. We adopted many villages and sort of even developed small technologies for them. So I think that is very important, that how we build the bridges between the university and the community. So I think today I will be talking a little bit about that how we can build a link or the bridge. And I mean, we normally talk about the corporate social responsibility, but what about the university social responsibility? What about the individual social responsibility? What about the teacher social responsibility? What about the student social responsibility? So all these responsibilities are important, and it is important for the universities to inculcate these responsibilities in the students, not only the responsibility for the community within or out nearby the university, but overall also. Because when you think of, say, sustainable development goals, there are 17 sustainable development goals. So far India's position is around 120, but and we have just 9 years left with us. By 2030 we have to accomplish all the sustainable development goals. I do realize that Jindal Global University did a sustainable development survey within the university, and they had a very good rank about that. Congratulations to Jindal for that. But universities as a whole should be contributing to sustainable development goals. So this year, when we were having our vice chancellors conferences, and when we talked about the topic that realizing SDGs through HEIs, that how the sustainable development goals, all the 17, not only the 4 which relates to quality education, but all the 17 development goals, how can the universities contribute in realizing them? So 2 of the conferences are already over, and we are realizing that without the contribution of the higher education institutions, we just cannot realize the SDGs. So higher education institutions have to contribute a lot in realizing those SDGs. It could be multiple ways. It could be within the university, you make a university sustainable, make it, within the campus of the university, SDG should be realized. Then they can be doing some sort of a research, so that the country as a whole can realize. They can do a policy research, what type of policies can be there. They can be partnership, like generally we talk of partnership between the university and the industry, but we can have partnership with the government can do sort of allocate even third party surveys to the university, so that they can tell that whatever government schemes are there, how much of implementation was there. There can be research in the university, there can be realization in the university. So there are many ways in which the universities can participate in realizing SDGs. But right now I am talking about how a particular university can help in realizing the development of the community around the university. So that is something which I want to talk about. That is the university social responsibility. And in my opinion, the way we implemented it in our university, there are about 6 ways in which the university and society can build bridges amongst themselves. First is linking learning with the community. So whatever learning or teaching we are doing in the university, that can be linked with the community in terms of, say, tweaking the syllabi. In syllabi, for example, we are doing a number of experiments at a very lower level. If I say that, for example, in chemistry lab, we are doing, say, salt analysis. So in addition to the salt analysis, can the students do the soil analysis or the water analysis of the neighboring villages, and tell them that what your soil is deficient in, whether the water is fit for drinking or not? So this type of linking learning with the connective community will lead to a general development of the community, and the community will also feel that the university thinks about us. So tweaking every syllabus, for example, chemistry student can do this, say history students can write the history of the villages, education students can do the survey of the villages. Sometimes of there can be different types of survey, education survey or social survey or whatever survey. So there can be multiple ways in which the syllabi in every course can be tweaked, so that the relationship with the community is established. It is beneficial to the community. For example, when this COVID struck, the students of the university could go to the villages or to the neighboring community to spread awareness about the hygiene, about masking, about social distancing, or even could make them aware of the benefits of the vaccination, so that more people get vaccinated. So this type of linking learning with the community is required. That was the first way. Second is linking research with the community. So whatever research is being conducted in the university, that is okay, high-end research can be there, but there can be a lot of community-based research in which the community can also be involved. For example, in India, we have a Garhwal University Mountain Research Center, in which the villagers who are mountain people, they know a lot about mountains. We generally discard their knowledge. We feel that the knowledge lies within the walls of the university. Outside the walls, the knowledge is not there. So we generally have a tendency that we will be teaching the community, but community can also teach us. So linking research with the community knowledge so that we can have community-based research, that is very, very important way of linking with the community. Third is knowledge sharing and mobilization. So we can have surveys to help the community to avail government schemes. For example, in India, many times the government is floating many schemes, but the community is not aware of them. Community people don't even know how to avail those schemes, even if they are aware. So if the university students can go and tell them that how to avail those schemes, or even, for example, the Jindal has a legal department. So in the community, there is a lot of legal aid required. So if the university students can go for legal aid camps, if like in our university, we used to have Ayurveda college. So if our university students can go for medical camps, so this type of knowledge sharing and mobilization. And then many of you would be aware that the Indian system of medicine, that is Ayurveda, is something in which the knowledge rests with the community more than the university. So if that knowledge sharing can be there, we had a course called folk medicine. In folk medicine, our students used to gather information from the community regarding what is good for treatment of human as well as cattle, and many good information they used to get, and then they used to standardize it, document it, and then keep it so that it is available for future generations. Otherwise this important information will go away with our old age people who are who were the sort of the storehouse, treasure house of this type of information. So third is knowledge sharing and mobilization. Fourth is devising new curricula and courses. So earlier we were talking of tweaking the existing courses, but then there can be new curricula and courses. For example, in our university, we had three courses. One was microfinancing, one was energy resource management, and third was folk medicine, which I was just talking about. So in all these three courses, it was on 50-50 basis. So 50% in the classroom and 50% in the community. And our students used to go and talk to the village women about the microfinancing, how to have microcredits, how to even open a bank account, how to even take out money from the ATM using the ATM card. So all this knowledge was not there with the villagers, but slowly, whenever, especially the women. So when we saw the women opening their bank accounts and having their own shops or something so that they are financially independent, we could see the feeling of empowerment on their faces. So this is another, that devising new curricula and courses. Fifth method is including practitioners as teachers. So again, all those movements which are the social community-based movements, they can also be undertaken through the university students. So I feel that the university should contribute a lot in the development of the society around the university. And unless that is done, the full objective of the university is not realized. Teaching, learning, research is good, that should be done. That is the main mandate of the university. But apart from that, this mandate, that how to relate to the community, how to connect with the community, how to make community as a part of the university, that is also very important. And it is high time that we should look into it. And then after that, when I came back to UGC from the university, we saw that there was a big program by the government of India called Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. In Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which is being sort of conducted by IIT Delhi in whole of the country, the universities are involved in developing technology and even customizing technology for the benefit of the community. So that particular program has taken off very well, and the universities have started contributing in the community development. So I feel this should be taken up in a big way. They should find a place in the rankings of the universities. They should find place in the performance appraisal of the teachers, and they should also find place in giving credits to the students, because unless the credits are given to the students, students feel that it is not worth doing. So community development as a mainstreaming. I mean, mainstreaming the university social responsibility is very, very important. And the importance to the community development can be established only if we involve the students as well as the teachers fully into it by giving them the benefit of community engagement also. Of course, it should come from within. I mean, from within, you should think that it should be there. But in addition to that, if we can give the credits to the student, if we can give some performance appraisal rankings to the teachers based on this, this can go a long way. So with this, I would once again thank Jindal University Star Network for inviting me here and giving me an opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mittal.